Hey everybody, this is David at BarnYard Bees. A little bit late for this video. Today's December 8th, I believe, or 9th. It's about 10 o'clock a.m. It's very cold. It's about 35 degrees, probably. So what I'm demonstrating today, and this is what I told you in previous videos I was going to do, is show how to put in dry sugar for your winter bees. So you can see where I've kind of messed around this hive top feeder a little bit, and I got the bees riled up. You can see them down there, and they don't look too happy. But I'm going to show you two ways of doing this. This is my preferred way, and this is better. I know it's better because with this way, now there's no bees in this. This is just, I'm just showing an example here how to do it. Is if you want to add sugar, dry sugar. Some people use cakes, and you can do that where you make your pre-made sugar cakes and put them in, and that works fine too. But this is so simple and so easy, and all it takes is just dry white granulated sugar, and that's it. And what this does, and hopefully you've been feeding your bees through the fall, getting their stores built up as much as possible. I feed right on through goldenrod because you never know if you're going to get a good goldenrod flow or not. And also right now, as you see in the last video, and there's no bees over there now because it's so cold, my pollen feeder, I got my pollen feeder over there. So I offer pollen all winter long through Big Blue pollen feeder. And also, in general here, we usually, December 1st is when I like to start adding dry sugar to the bees and stop with the wet sugar. What this does, it adds an insurance policy to your bees, and they won't start eating it immediately because it'll take a good month for it to harden up. The moisture in the hive, and it acts also as a sponge, so it helps as far as moisture goes too, because if your hive, you didn't get it quite ventilated, or the bees aren't ventilated enough, you don't want to accumulate moisture. This sugar will help absorb that. And as it absorbs that moisture and it becomes hard, those bees will feed on that sugar cake that they've made basically throughout the winter. And they usually don't start feeding on it usually till, that I always notice, is in mid to late January or even February, just right before the red maple starts blooming. It's like their honey stores are not run out, but they're starting to run low, and they start attacking this sugar. And usually I let them eat up the rest of it right before the red maple blooms. Then after that, you're pretty good to go, and you can start feeding wet sugar at the time, 2 to 1 while it's still cold. Going into cold, coming out of cold, you want to feed 2 to 1, keeping the moisture down in the hive for less condensation. But anyway, so this is all you do. This is our BarnYard Bee hive top feeders. These are very inexpensive. We have them at barnyardbees.com. Go there if you want to order you some. We love these things. They work excellent. You can't beat them. They're the best feeder that I know of. So all you do, try this one-handed, no tripod again, is you just pour your sugar, and usually I'll put about a 4-pound bag maybe, or maybe a part of it. It don't matter. It doesn't matter because you can come back later and add more to it. So you want to, yeah, the bees will be angry, and it's gonna be cold anyway. So what I do, so I'm going to remove this top, and then I'm just going to put this on top of it, and it's just as simple as that. Let's see if I can do it without making them too angry. Some of them come out. Okay, got my top on. Did have a few come out. I wasn't quick as I thought it was. But the biggest thing is I had disturbed them trying to prepare it for the video. And like I said, winter bees are the angriest bees. It doesn't matter if it's Barnyard Bees or whose bees it is, in the winter is the worst time to mess with bees. So put on your veil or whatever you need to do this. You can see them coming up through the vents trying to. They'll settle down here in a little bit, and usually you'll do this, and that's my mistake because I didn't get to it in time, is you do this, like I said, towards the 1st of December when it's on a warm day. I was in a crunch trying to get the video out for tomorrow, so, and getting ready to go over to our camp here in a second, so I was trying to get this done, and it's chilly and bees don't appreciate that. So anyway, so what'll happen, you can see them in there stirring around. They'll settle down here in a little bit. The top's off of it, so they don't need that, but you will need this, and that condensation will come up through that hole and drip and make your sugar hard, and they'll start feeding on it in about a month. So now that's one way of doing it. The other way is it'll work too. It's not my preferred method, but it does work. So here's an empty hive, and I'll just do a tad here because I don't want to waste the sugar because there's nothing in here. But then I'll leave it open, then the bees on a warm day will come eat it. Basically all you do, you're just taking your sugar, and you can use a paper towel or newspaper, and I'm just doing this by hand, but you get the idea of what I'm doing. You basically just fill that paper towel up with sugar. The moisture will come up. Do the same thing. Now, the problem I've had with this is if you want to get you enough in there, you usually got to make you a shim to go on top of this, so when you put your feeder and everything else down, it's not crunching down on top of it, and it gives you a little head space. It works, but I'm telling you, it's not near as good as this. This is, you make no shims. It's simple. This is the same feeder you're going to use in the spring once this runs out, and once you're done with it. So highly recommend these feeders. They're so versatile. You can use them. I mean, we even use them in our mini nukes. They even work because we take that feeder and just set it on top of our mini nukes. It overlaps, but it works. So that's about it. That's what I was wanting to show you today, is hopefully you have your bees treated for mites. We use oxalic acid, and hopefully you have your bees fed up, and hopefully you got a good pollen supply for them. Any supplies you need, BarnYardBees.com. Check us out. And don't forget, folks, please help share our videos, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Barnyard Bees.